The world is young and silent as the divine powers shape the earth from endless waters. Odua descends upon the new land, completing creation and giving rise to Ili Ife, the cradle of humanity. Early Ife thrives with sacred shrines, bustling markets, skilled artisans, and priests who walk in harmony with the Orisha. The Oni rules with spiritual wisdom, guiding a city blessed by Ogun, Obatala, and the ancestors. One moonless night, the sacred staff of kingship trembles, warning the priests of an approaching shadow from the north. The Ifa oracle reveals that only a destined child of Ife can restore balance to the land. A royal boy named Ormion grows up fearless, curious, and gifted in both hunting and spiritual learning. Oramiarn becomes skilled in war, wisdom, and diplomacy, gaining the quiet respect of the people. Far beyond the Niger, a ruthless Nup warlord named Sogan Majira begins conquering villages with fearsome warriors and dark sorcery. Refugees flee south with stories of destruction, shaking the peace of Yoruba land. The Uni gathers the people and calls for a champion to confront the rising darkness. Oramiarn steps forward and vows to fight for the land of his ancestors. Warriors and mothers prepare charms, blessings, and battle gear as the prince leads 1,000 men out of Ife. The warriors march through deep forests, rivers, and plains in a long and perilous journey. A giant forest spirit tests Oramiarn with riddles, granting him protection after he answers with courage. The Yoruba army reaches the vast plains where Sogan Majaria's massive forces wait like a storm. A fierce battle erupts with clashing spears, shattered shields, and war cries shaking the earth. The Nupe warlord summons shadows, and that confuse and overwhelm the Yoruba warriors. Oramiarn and his men retreat at dusk, wounded and discouraged by their first great defeat. Alone that night, Oramiarn receives a divine visitation from Obatala, who gives him a white stone of purity and wisdom. At dawn, strengthened by purpose, Oramian leads his warriors boldly into a final confrontation. Sogan Majira unleashes his darkest sorcery as shadows and illusions engulf the battlefield. Oramian slams the sacred white stone into the earth, releasing a blinding light that destroys the sorcery. Stripped of power, the warlord faces Oramian in a final clash where the prince emerges victorious. Silence falls as the shadow of the north is defeated and the warriors celebrate their triumph. Oramian returns to Ife and is honored as a hero whose destiny is greater than a single kingdom. Restless once more, Oramian journeys west to establish new settlements that will one day form the mighty Oyo Empire. In Ife, priests preserve sacred knowledge, artisans create wonders, and the people honor the Orisa through festivals and rituals. Generations spread across Yoruba land, forming great kingdoms that all trace their origin back to Ife. The legacy of Odua, Oramian, and the ancient Yoruba people lives on through culture, memory, and the unbroken rhythm of the drum. Stay tuned in for part 2.